right, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your buddy Steve, Sleepy C, and today is a pretty special day. We have a review. Not something we do a lot around here, but occasionally we will. And basically I have a couple rules to accept a review. One, it has to be something I'm interested in and that I feel can benefit the motorcycling community or my friends who ride or something like that. Two, it has to be an unregulated review, meaning you send me the product and I get to say what I think about it, I get to test it the way I want to test it, and I get to tell the people the way I want to tell the people about your product. My reasoning behind that means that the company has to be pretty confident in their product to send it out without having to review my review. So Xgp was kind enough to do that, and I think they're confident in their product. So what they sent out was a helmet communication system. And I've had a myriad of off-brand, inexpensive helmet communication systems with varying rates of success for each. But to be honest, most of them were so complicated and didn't necessarily work as good as they should, so I never really used them as comms. I basically used them to listen to music and or make some phone calls occasionally. And then usually the quality of the music was pretty low, so I ended up going to headphones and things like that just because I really enjoy music. In fact, music is so important to me, I can't ride without it. My brain likes to think of a million things at a time, so with music playing, it sucks up the background of my brain and lets the front part focus on riding, which really helps me ride better. So the idea of using a comm always appealed to me if the music wouldn't stop. And so that's what this does for me. So it's mesh, so it'll mesh with all the new models of Senna and all the other name brand units, which is great because the Bluetooth thing was always a pain in the butt to connect. This guy would have to turn on his Bluetooth thing, you'd have to pair to each other. If there was a third guy, it was a whole thing, and 90% of the time music wouldn't play if you did that. I just really didn't have an interest in all that. But this changes it because it's just a simple one button push of the mesh.
Intercom mesh on.
Okay. It finds another guy on mesh, it connects to him, and boom, you're talking.
2. Mesh device connected.
It literally is one push, connect, and you're good to go. But more importantly for me, it doesn't stop the music. It lets me play my music, it lets my friend talk to me, and my friend doesn't have to listen to what I'm listening to. So I'm excited to see how this works. There's a lot of claims that this makes about distance. It says it can connect up to 3 kilometers away. It says it has a 15-hour battery life, etc., etc. So we're gonna go ahead and put this to the test, and we're gonna bring you guys the results of our tests and give you an honest opinion at the very end of this. So all right, let's get into it. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at what comes with the box. So when you first open it, you can see here that you get the 2 units, and they're nicely packaged and sitting there ready to go. Again, this is the 2-unit combo. It is available in a single unit. All right, moving on. So you move the 2 units out of the way and you have 2 small boxes, you have some instructions, etc. Open the boxes and each one comes with its own set of headphones, 2 different microphones, one for an open face helmet, one for a closed face helmet, 2 pads that if your pockets of your helmet are really deep, you can put those behind the speakers to bring them closer to your ears. And it comes with 2 different ways to mount the unit to your helmet. It has one that clips on, so if you don't feel like putting tape on your helmet or it's something that's not going to be permanent, it can clip to the inside of the helmet, and then you attach the unit to that. Or if it's going to be permanent, it comes with the other unit here that has the 3 double-sided tape on the back, so it's a permanent installation. All right, so now that we know that everything that comes in the box, let's go ahead and install this. I'm going to use my brand new Scorpion helmet that I got a couple of weeks ago because I didn't have a comm system on it, and I was going to need one anyways. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there, so let's get started. All right guys, so before you can enjoy the unit, you got to install it in your helmet. So each one of your helmets is going to be different, so take it apart according to manufacturer's recommendations so you don't rip anything up or do anything. I had to be extra careful because this has inflatable cheek pads, so you don't want to rip that when you're pulling these out. Got that done. So we have the 2 speakers. This little part here obviously connects to this part, USB-C. But you have the 2 earphones and then the speaker. It gives you 2 speaker options. One with a boom arm for if you have a half helmet or an articulating helmet or something like that. It has an arm to hold the speaker in place. Or in this case, I'm just using the little wired one because I have a full face helmet and it's just going to live up front. So again, check your manufacturer disassembly instructions. Don't just rip into it because some of them are pretty intricate. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick it on there. You do have 2 mounting options. They give you one with a clip that can go ahead and clip on here, and another one with just the good 3M tape. So I'm going to start with this. I've had some issues in the past with some of the other little comms that I've used where this kind of always comes off. So we'll go ahead and give it a shot and see how it goes. And then if it becomes a problem, we'll go ahead and change it out. And actually, I'm going to put this on here to make sure that I don't put it on upside down, because that would suck. All right, so I think it goes this way. Yeah, there, and click it in. All right, and if you look at the unit, obviously it's going to mount to your left-hand side of your helmet. And looking at the way mine is laid out, I think with the ridge right here, it's a nice flat spot. I'm going to go ahead and put it here, run the little wire here. This will give it a really nice mounting area, so hopefully this tape will stay there for a while. And it's not too far back where my hand won't reach it, so I think we're going to go for that. Okay, and I'm going to use some spray away. This stuff's pretty good because it leaves no residue, so it can clean. Right here, we're going to get this all, make sure there's no wax, there's no grease, there's no anything on it, to try to give this thing a chance to actually stick. There we go. All right, and then we're going to take this guy. Okay. Make sure you have the cable side facing down. Looks like a little rocket ship, but there's only one side that has the USB-C. Gonna make sure I have it where I wanted it, which is right here. Okay, and we're gonna put this guy right there. Push it down. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Feels like it has a real solid connection, and it's not like on a bend or something like that where it's gonna fall off, so I feel pretty good about that. I mean, I'm sure most of you guys have probably done this, so you're probably skipping over this part. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these guys in here. All right, we got the unit installed on the helmet. Everything looks good. All the cables are hidden. We'll go ahead and take a look inside here. You really can't see anything. Speakers are in there. Nothing's hanging, nothing's weird. I mean, it is kind of hard to see inside there, but we're ready to go. So let's do some testing. Okay, guys. So I have the unit set up over there, and it's right at the end of my driveway. And so I think you'll see us go by on the other camera, but it's like a straight shot down the road. So we're gonna see how far we can get and see if this thing will live up to 1.8 miles or 3 kilometers. This is the only way I could think of doing this. To do a kind of a test to see where I could actually count. So, all right, so it should probably be able to see us right there. I'm gonna go ahead and reset this. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, so you should be able to see us on that camera. I'm gonna go ahead and reset this to 0. Okay, so we have 0 miles right there, no cars behind us. You guys should be able to see it on that camera, and I can see me here. You can see that the unit's right there, and the other one's over there. So here we go. And I'm going to keep talking and see, and I'll call out the different mile markers so we can see how far this thing actually works. So, all right, 0.1 miles. Now that's a giant turtle. 0.2 miles. 0.3 miles. Okay, 0.4 miles. Okay, what I'm going to do is reset the mile marker here, and that way we can know when it comes back on, if it did indeed lose. All right, so here we go. 0 miles on the way back. We're 2 miles out. 1.6. There's 1.7. And we are coming up on my yard, so...
2. Mesh device connected.
And it just connected. That's interesting. Okay, let me try going just straight in the other direction, because it did not get very far. All right, we're going to go straight this way.
Alright, so I think we're connected going this way. This is more of a straight shot right down the road. There's 0.1 miles. 0.2. Doing 3.
Mesh device connected.
Okay, so 3. So that's about just less than a half mile away and it's connected, and I think we're back. So this is a stationary test, I guess you would say. Maybe on a highway with no turns, if you guys are going straight, it might get a little bit of a longer signal. But yeah, about a half mile is what we got.
All right, so you're probably wondering, what is my opinion of this system? Well, after doing my testing, after living with it for a few days and actually getting out on a ride yesterday for a good 10 hours, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Let's just go over some of the pros and cons. So first of all, the price. For under $200, you're getting 2 units with everything you need to install them and premium speakers. Now, let me say this, it doesn't say premium speakers on here, but the speakers that it comes with, I think personally are better than some of the speakers that I paid $100 for just to add to my other comms. The music sounds so good with these speakers. It might be because my helmet is narrower and the speakers are right next to my ear. I'm sure that helps a little bit. But I found that the speakers sounded so good that I actually turned it down from where I usually would have it really high up just to hear something. Well, it's such a robust sound that you actually have the volume lower, which obviously is a little bit safer because you can hear everything around you, sirens and cars and things like that. So again, I was super impressed with the quality of the headphones, or yeah, I guess you'd call them headphones, in the speakers. Super impressed with the speakers that come with the unit. And the microphone. So I think you'll find this interesting. Yesterday I was out riding and I had the whole system hooked up and my mom called me. And my mom's 86 years old. She's hard of hearing. She's all the things that an 86-year-old woman is. And she had no idea I was on the highway cruising down the road when I was talking to her. And in fact, she did say something to me. I took note. She said, "Steve, I don't know what you're doing today, but your phone sounds so much better than it usually does." So you can't beat that. That's all part of the speaker that comes with it. So I'm going to give that a double thumbs up. The noise cancellation and the ability of the pickup of the microphone, A+ on that. So those are some definite benefits. Runtime, I rode for 10 hours yesterday. Music on the whole time, comm on and off most of the day. Never ran out of battery. Never even gave me a low battery warning. So I think they are true with their, I think they said 12 to 16 hours. So at 10, I had no issues whatsoever. Again, the ability to listen to music and talk to guys, I find that huge. Probably one of the reasons that if this wasn't sent to me and I found out about it, I would buy these or one like it that did that. And I'm sure a lot of the big ones do it. I've just never had a comm that did that. So to me, that's really exciting. Ease of use, the 1-button mesh connection works flawlessly. The knob here to adjust your volume, etc. works great. It's so easy, even with a fat glove on, to reach back and pull your volume down if you want to talk to somebody in real life or in, like if you're at a gas station or something like that. It makes it real simple. So yeah, overall installation was a breeze. Seems like quality units. The wires are good and sturdy. Everything fits together well. The connections are good. Cons. All right, the distance. I don't think it makes the full 3 kilometers. I would say probably a half mile to a mile, maybe. But at the same time, I don't know. Me personally, I don't get that far away from anybody, so I don't see that being a complete negative, but just be aware of it. But the one thing that it was kind of bothering me, is that if you're a vlogger or somebody, a motorcycle vlogger or somebody that likes to record their headset conversations, I can't figure out a way to do it. So everything plugs into the unit USB-C. So I figured maybe if I got a USB-C dongle that would plug into the unit that had an 1/8 inch output for audio and then another USB-C plug, I could do the throughput, it would still allow everything to work, and then I could record this into my action cam. Unfortunately, this thing would not work. First of all, to get the USB-C port in, it's a very specific top of the cable. I think it's for water sealing. The one that comes with it slides in and really gets in there. So I did have to kind of mangle this thing to even try to get it in there, but it still didn't work. I did test it on a few other things, the action cam by itself, and it worked. It let charge come through, it let the microphone go through here, and it let me record from here. So I just don't think it's compatible with this. So I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not saying there's not a dongle out there that won't work, but just keep that in mind if you're getting into this and you're a big vlogger. This might not be the unit for you now, unless somebody can find a dongle that works with it. So all right, music, check. Communications, check. Value, check. Not being able to vlog, uncheck. But overall, for me, great unit. Would I recommend it? 100%. All right, well, that's gonna do it of the review of the Xgp X10 here at Motor Stories and More. And again, we'll only do reviews where we give our honest opinion. If something is terrible, we're gonna let you know it's terrible. If something's mediocre, we're gonna let you know it's mediocre. And if it's decent, we'll let you know it's decent. And I'm gonna say that this thing is decent. For the price, you're getting a good bang for your buck. So, all right, thanks for watching. And remember, if it works, it ain't dumb. See you on the next one.